Level 96, together as one. Before investigating the dome, Wooklamot wishes to see one important matter. I know we're in a hurry to set off, but before we do, I need to address my people. Peace we swore to uphold has been shattered. They need to understand what's happened and how we intend to fix it. I want to call an assembly at the Winged Walk and assure them that all will be well. But as shaken as they are, I don't know how many will come. Those who are most distressed that truly need to hear your words. If you like, I shall seek out such souls and encourage them to attend. I'll help too. This is an important step in the city's recovery. Care to join us? While you handle that, Aaronville and I will see to provisions for the expedition. Thank you. I'll go ahead and have the Lands Guard announce the address. People must first know there's going to be one before they can decide whether or not they want to hear it. You can cede to the Resplendent Quarter and Bayside Bevy. Alizé and I will split the rest of the city between us. Kiliolo falls to the enemy. What will happen to us, to our homes, our farms, everything we've worked so hard to build? Lives and communities and histories all reduced to ash by these merciless villains. I heard Val Wooklamot is planning to address the people, but what's the point? What can she and her brother possibly have to say? Really, the Dawn Servants have a plan already? They've lost so much, yet they're prepared to carry on? And standing around worrying about what's to come will change nothing. It would be a lie to say I'm hopeful for the future, but I will go hear what they intend to do. Please, leave me be. My father is gone. Leave me to mourn. Galul Jaja is slain, and yet Wooklamot and Val Koana still fight for our nation, for us? Very well. If they would speak, the least I can do is listen. Checking on everyone, are you? City's definitely seen better days, but we can only spare so much time for mourning. Only by looking to the future can we overcome this crisis, and we'll all need to do our part. I've no doubt Val Wooklamot and Val Koana will share similar sentiments at their address. A person does not need to be persuaded to attend Wooklamot's address. There are ones that don't need to be. Where the hell are the other ones? There we go. Not safe here, not anymore. I could try to leave Taral, but where else is there to go? Like the well-traveled sort, please. I can't stay here, but I fear nowhere in Taral is beyond the enemy's reach. What of the lands across the salt? I know, even if I ran, I know I'd regret it in the end. I love Taral, this is my home, and I know the Dawn Servants would give their lives to defend her. I'll put my faith in them and listen to what they have to say. Phew, cleaning up is tiring work. Been busy helping as well, I'm guessing. Right now, it's tough for everyone, but Tuliolo won't succumb to this. The new Dawn servants to protect and lead us will get through it together. The person does not need to be persuaded to attend Wuklamat's address. I need to stock up food and medicine as much as I can, and what else is there? I can't afford to forget anything. Sorry, miss, but I'm busy. Too much to do in too little time. No telling when those stone men will return. I have to get out of here or find somewhere safe. Wow, Val Wuklamat wants to speak to us? Perhaps she has a plan then. I suppose there's no harm in hearing what she has to say. Whatever it is, I don't have time. I have to finish repairing this cart. There's only so much I can carry on my back. When those hollow devils come again, I need to be ready. Wuklamat and Valkoana mean well, but they're young and inexperienced. They can barely look after themselves. If we're to survive, I do not know if I can count on them. They're going to strike back at the enemy, so they're resolved to face this. Maybe it is too early to be thinking of running. All right, I'll go and hear their address. Composed, so he's probably fine. Well. Ooh, the wares are mostly intact. Glad tidings for my clients. I'm sorry, friend, but I have no time to spare. Val Wuklamat and Valkoana will soon be giving a public address, and I have finished taking inventory before then. Given the circumstances, it must be quite important. You'll want to be there as well. The person does not need to be persuaded to attend Wuklamat's address. I can't leave now. What if the soldiers come back? And what are those strange machines looming overhead? Gods, I have so many questions. I see. It would put my mind at ease to learn something, anything of the threat we face. All right then, I'll go to the winged walk. Thank you. I feel better already, and likely better still once I hear what the Dawn servants have to say. Looks like you've brought quite a few people. Thank you. Alizé had actually returned ahead of you, but upon hearing that you were still out there, she decided she was unsatisfied with her own efforts and left again. My apologies for involving you all in Tyrala's affairs. We are simply helping dear friends in need. Having traveled the lands of Tyral, sharing in the rich cultures of your people, I can see it no other way. What's more, Zoralja and his army pose a threat not only to Tyral, but to the star as a whole. We will stand with you to protect what you hold dear. Thank you. I don't expect you've had much, if any, rest. How are you holding up? I'm fine, thanks to a little encouragement from Zilly. You needn't worry about me either. Whatever weariness I feel is no match for my desire to protect my people. We will restore peace to the nation and preserve our father's legacy. It begins by speaking to the people from our hearts. Right. We need to see to a few things first, but feel free to go ahead to the plaza and wait. Their father raised them well. Well, he screwed up one of them, at least. That he did. I guess 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
Namachi, are you all right?
Yes, don't worry. I'm ready for it. The fear, and sadness, and anger. Everything.
I am the reason to your resolve. But more than that, I am your brother. You needn't bear this burden alone. Remember this.
As you likely already know, my father, our former Dawn servant, lost his life in the recent attack. He challenged the enemy leader to a duel and fought with skill and valor, and for a moment we believed he had won. But wielding an unknown power, his foe returned from death and struck him down. I could only watch as this happened. I could not tarnish my father's honor by interfering. Many of you have suffered terribly. You've taken wounds. You've lost friends and family. As vow of resolve, I failed in my duty to protect you. Words can't express the shame and regret I feel. And as much as it pains me to reveal this, the enemy leader was none other than my brother Zorolcha.
Zorolcha? It's true! I saw him!
We believe he staged the attack from Yasulani, which has been encased within a mysterious dome. I know that you're concerned for your loved ones there as well. But mark my words, I won't let Zorolja torment us any further. Our father gave his life to protect our nation, and I'm prepared to do the same.
You say that, but those metal monstrosities are still up there in the sky. What are you going to do about them?
The enemy is still on our doorstep, and waiting for them to strike again accomplishes nothing. That's why we're going to strike first. We are going to take the battle straight to Zorolja and put an end to it all.
And while my sister sallies forth, I will take charge of the city's defenses. Not another soul will come to harm. We swear to you.
Like our father before us, we will lead with resolve and reason to restore peace to our nation. So please, have patience and faith.
So the resolve goes on the attack, while reason shores up the defenses. Sounds like a fine plan. Needless to say, you can count on my sword. Tural's my home, and I'll do my part for it. Hear, hear, brother. That makes two of us. Or was that two of we? Never mind that. What of the rest of you? Will you let others do the work? Or will you do your part and fight?
We fight! We fight! We're Tuliolans because we're united! We'll stand with you and weather this storm!
He's right. This is our nation, and it falls to us to protect it.
We'll fight too! For Tuliolal!
Me too! Me too!
We're all together in this!
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We've already learned much about our foe, and we will continue to learn more. In time, we will have the means to make their warships fall from the sky. When we join hands with our countrymen and our allies from afar, we're stronger than we dare to hope. Together, let us show the enemy the might of Tuliolal.
You are the beating heart of our nation, each and every one of you. Uncertain days lie ahead, but for now, I ask you to persevere, to go about your lives as you always do. Only then can we ensure we have the resources to see our nation through these trials. And when the time comes, we will strike. Tuliolal will not fall. We will prevail, and peace and happiness will be ours again.
Listening to Uklamat and Koana, I was reminded of my time in the First. While the Exarch was no king, I often found myself speaking before the people of the Crystarium in like manner, and through their deeds they answered me. People of Taral too will rise to the occasion. This I can tell. 96, together as one, complete. Level 96 in Ysolani's shadow. Alpha Nod is considering how best to help carry out Wuklamat's plan. Well, the hour of departure is at hand. Those of us remaining here shall accompany you part of the way. I, for one, would like to see the dome firsthand. We set forth as soon as everyone is ready. I will inform Wuklamat that... There you all are. Ah, Lamachi. We were just planning to call on you. Are you ready to leave? I am, seeing the people come together as one, knowing they haven't given up hope. It was all the encouragement I could ask for. Right then, let's get going. We leave from Zaktaral Skygate. Going. We're going here. Is it Skygate? And I was thinking like the airship for some reason. Everyone's here? Good. This is it, my friends. We go to strike down Zoroja and secure peace for Tuliolo. We'll be passing through Shaolani, where there have been reports of enemy movement, so stay sharp. Landsguard had told me about them. They emerged from the dome in quick succession and took to looming overhead. Display of force like the vessels in Tuliolo. Indeed, and while they haven't taken any aggressive action, I want to see how things are in the area before moving on. We'll be passing a few settlements on the way to Shaolani Station. It's the perfect opportunity to look around. Aunt Kazili and I know a few locals who can help. Let's divide into two groups. Aaronville, Alzay, and Zilly will come with me to inquire with the locals. Meanwhile, the rest of you can go and inspect the dome. Understood. Once everyone has finished, let's reconvene in Shaolani Station. We can start with Usatawi. That's where the Dust Watch is based, if I remember correctly. You do. The Sheriff Kameka should be able to tell us a few things. Oh, it's you two, and I'll be Val Wuklamat as well. You're Sheriff of Dustwatch, yes? What's the situation here in Usatawi? Well, the enemy hasn't tried to pick a fight with us yet. The ships gave us a shock when they first appeared, but they've just been floating there, holding position. That said, I've received some unsettling reports from elsewhere. We've been investigating to the extent we can, but we're spread thin and haven't looked in on Shishits and Desway Springs yet. But apparently mechanical soldiers were seen in the vicinity. But if this is true, then the people there are in danger. I worry about the other townships as well. If the rest of you could head to the springs, I'll pay a visit to Mewat and Company Aaronville. See you all in a while. And all clear this way. Mechanical soldiers don't seem to be in the area. Still, we should talk to the locals. Let's each make rounds and see what we can learn. Be behind. Oh, you're the one who helped us the other day. Polika and the others are out investigating. They confirmed that Nidalwikwe is safe. It was after the train had begun journeying back here that the dome appeared. For those who were riding the train then are fine, but we don't know what's become of those who disembarked in Yoselani. What a mess, and just after we finished fixing the tracks. Mechanical soldier shows no sign of life. Appears to have been run through with a pole arm. Like a Stinian to me. You came. As you can see, we're doing all right. After their ships appeared in the sky, soldiers clad in white showed up and surrounded the town. But to our surprise and relief, a traveler came along that dealt with them all in a flash. Never forget the way he soared through the air, spear in hand. Shame I never had the chance to ask his name. We're all safe thanks to him, but I can't say the same for those in Usalani. We haven't heard from anyone there. I hope Namika is well. In the end. You heard about the spearmen as well? It couldn't be anyone else. Was this someone spreading more gossip about me? Talk of how I saved the town travels fast, ha ha ha. It's not to discount the help of my friend here, of course. We gave those machines a real beating. Thought you'd come sooner or later. Did you know what's happening? You were indeed the one keeping the people safe. Thank you. Think nothing of it. The automata aren't particularly strong. But are the rumors true? Galul Jaja is slain? I'm afraid so. Zorol Jah used some dirty trick to get the better of him. We'll make him pay for what he's done, mark my words. You're going to help her, I assume? I see. With your contingent, you won't lack for strength, in which case I will remain in Shaolani and keep an eye on things. It helps us more than you know. I'll send word to my brother before we set off. If you find yourself in trouble, don't hesitate to contact Koana. Joanna, brother. Wait a second, you're the Vow of Resolve? I am, and you're Zakovo, right? I'll be counting on you to keep everyone here safe. Absolutely, if more of those hollow men show up, I'll send them packing. I'm the fastest gun in Shaolani, after all. Zilly can attest to that. Glad to hear it. We leave Shaolani in your capable hands. Let's get patrolling right away, then. Stay safe out there and don't do anything reckless. Wasted words. They just do it comes naturally. Right then, it's time we headed to the station and join the others. Thanks to Estinian, there were no casualties to speak of in Shaolani. The Hetsaru were safe as well. At the very least, there were no sightings of soldiers there. What about the dome? Did you learn anything of... Nope. Composed of exceedingly high concentrations of lightning energy. Even touch the barrier would prove fatal. When approaching it, we must exercise caution. And how are we supposed to get inside? If Zorozha and his army emerge from within, there ought to be an entrance. An entrance, you say? It so happens we might have an inkling of where one is. These are the engineers of Dawntrail Railing, which operates the train between Shaolani and Ysulani. When we went out to recover the train, we had ourselves a look at the dome through a telescope. It was then that we saw a large fortress-like structure that looked like it straddled the dome's edge. You're telling us part of it is inside and part of it outside. Seemed to be the case, yes. While we only observed from afar, the soldiers were coming and going from it. From that, I'd say it serves as a passage between the outside world and whatever's inside. As you'd expect, the area was heavily defended. It won't be easy to get near. You know what became of the passengers who went to Ysulani? Wuglamad's nursemaid was among them, a woman named Namika. What? I'm afraid not. Only those passengers who were headed back here are accounted for. I can say for a fact that everything was fine when we arrived in Ysulani. But when that big tremor struck not long after we left the station, I hit the emergency brakes and looked back, and all I could see was the dome. What's more, the fortress sits right on the tracks of all places. What are the odds of that, eh? Assuming this fortress serves as a mean to pass through the dome, we should first determine how we're to reach it undetected. I don't care if we're detected. I say we smash our way inside. Despite how it sounds, I actually gave this some thought. Zorozha wants me to prove that I'm father's worthy successor. If I fail, he'll destroy Tuliolol. By charging in head-on, I make my intentions plain as day, and in so doing, keep his eyes on me. Bold strategy, I like it. Of course, your plan will be no good if you're cut down before reaching their base. You needed something that'll get you there quick and break through their defenses with a single decisive blow, and we have just that. Since the tracks go straight to the fortress, we can reinforce our train with armor, load her all up with the fuel she can carry, and send her hurtling at it to explode on impact. Chief, have you gone insane? You were just saying how relieved you were the train's in one piece, and now you want to turn it into a bomb? Train's not important. Our dream was to have railroads running from coast to coast, remember? These invaders have their way. There may not be any more railroads, let alone trains to run on them. Is that what you want? The sacrifice we have to make. These good folks are willing to put their lives on the line to get inside that dome and put a stop to all this. At least we can do is help them. But Chief, listen, no matter how hard things may get, no matter how many times we fall, we can always get back up. As long as we're alive, we can always build another train, so have faith and quit your complaining. But what if we fall really, really hard? There's no getting back up if we're dead. No one's dying on this train. I'll see to it myself. Needless to say, this will be a one-way trip, and we'll need to jump off at the last moment if we don't want to go out in a blaze of glory. You all right with that? There's no changing her mind, is there? Just promise me you'll be careful out there, honey. We'll keep your wife safe, we promise. We won't leave you with any sorrows to drown, never fear. Seeing as I've never had a drink in my life, I certainly hope not. It'd be a lie to say the loss of a train doesn't concern me. But with good friends and my loving wife beside me, that's all I really need in the end. At least it'll go down as a legendary train that saved Tyrrell. That it will, but first we've got to work to do so she'll look the part. I don't know much about Magitech, but if anything I can do to help, you need but say the word. Keep that in mind. Any of you willing and able to lend a hand, there's work that needs doing over at the storehouse. Seems we have a path forward. I believe this is a good time for me to return to Tuliyollal and inform Kawana of the situation. I shall return as well. I have new investigations to pursue. The dome's elemental aspect is similar to that of the gate in the Golden City. If we can identify a connection, we may learn something of use in our fight. One mystery after the next, but at least we're not without clues. It may not be easy, but I know we can get through this together. Even only just having met them, I can see how important the train is to Wawalakani engineers. We can't let their sacrifice be for nothing. Level 96 in Isolani's Shadow, complete. Level 96, putting plans into locomotion. Your plan is set, but Graha Tia is now without not without reservations. Mouse was blocking it. I couldn't read it. Well, I have no objections to the plan itself. I have one concern. How can we be certain Zoral Jah will not strike Tuliyollal in retaliation? I considered the possibility, but when my brother told me to come and prove myself, he meant it. He wants to show that his kingdom is superior to Tuliyollal, and it'll give him no satisfaction to attack when he knows I'm not there. No, he'll be waiting inside the dome, waiting for us to challenge him so he can crush us and prove his strength. Indeed, if anything, we're more likely to put Tuliolo in danger by not taking the fight to him. So we indulge Zorolja, at least until Tuliolo has shored up its defenses. Right, we'll charge in from the front and keep his eyes on us. During which time Koana will find a way to fortify Tuliolo. If you believe this is the best course, then we shall trust in your judgment. I expect there will be no small amount of enemy resistance, but we will do all in our power to assist you. Thank you. Well, time is of the essence. Let's go and see what's left to be done for the train. Looks like work is getting underway. We'll finish in no time at all. So what can we do to help? No need to hold back. I understand that the two of you met your fair share of craftsmen during the Rite of Succession. Would you happen to know a few who would be willing to come and help us complete modifications to the train? Of course, what sort of craftsmen did you have in mind? Let's see now. Perhaps my greatest concern is keeping the train safe from enemy attacks. Even with you all aboard to fend them off, it'd be over in an instant they managed to get just one good hit on the cerulean tanks. According to eyewitnesses, the soldiers use lightning-based weapons, so I have a mind to install grounding rods. Would you happen to know a carpenter who could handle that? We could ask Wookie Woo. We could ask a fellow with a fetish for formalities. Ah, you mean Wookie Woo? While he has his quirks, there's no questioning his carpentry. Master Carpenter from Akanu, eh? If they'd be willing, we'd be glad to have them. We'll need more than just a carpenter if we want this done in a timely fashion. We've got a lot of equipment that needs moving, heavy equipment. I don't suppose you know anyone up to the task. Perhaps Fonjontaine can help? Perhaps Zermerwer can help. I don't remember who that is. Zermerwer would be perfect. We'd be hard-pressed to find folks stronger than Yakyoi, and I'm sure he'd be willing to help. Oh, that who was the Yakyoi? You're friends with the Yakyoi? I'll be damned. We'll not want for strength with help like that. Next, I'd like to outfit the train with some powerful weaponry of its own. Like as not, the soldiers will be riding their flying vessels. We'll need countermeasures to deal with them. That's true. I, for one, can't use magic, nor am I handy with a firearm like my brother. Any ideas for ranged weapons we can use? Let's borrow guns from Koana for everyone. Let's install ballistas on the train. Big ones. Ballistas, eh? While they'd be powerful, it seems to me it'd take too long to reload between shots. If there was some sort of ballista that could reload quickly, then that might work, but weapons aren't exactly my field of expertise. Perhaps I can be of assistance. Crystarium employed etheric cannons for its defenses, and I see no reason why the design cannot be adopted for your train. While I did not conceive them myself, I know their design. It should be possible to build them here, provided we have the requisite materials and skilled smiths. Now that sounds like something Fonjontaine can help with. What are the materials we need? Barrel can be fashioned from any metal, so long as it's highly conductive to ether. To power the cannon, we will require fire-aspected crystals of the highest purity. Fire crystals, eh? Might be as the miners over at the springs can help with that. And if I could leave the crystals and smiths in everyone's hands, I shall get started drawing up the schematics. Right then, I'll secure us the smiths. In the meantime, could you deal with the materials? Shinza isn't in charge of our supplies, so it might be good to talk to him about it first. Well, I think we're set for a plan. Thanks for the consultation. Now let's get this train dressed up and give her the proper farewell she deserves. The plan's coming together. To make good speed, I'm going to try and enlist some more help from among our friends back in Yogg-Daral. I'll leave the materials in your care. I think I saw Shinza over to the southeast. That should be enough lumber for the armor. What else do we need? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. What can I do for you? Etheric cannons. Interesting. I have an idea where we can get the conductive metal, so I'll take care of it. Not sure about the fire crystals, though. Might be best if you spoke directly with a miner. Can I leave that to you? Great. You're friends with Ayate, aren't you? One of the best miners around. If anyone can get you the crystals you're after, it's her. Oh, Zilly, what brings you around these parts? Purest fire crystals, you say? I think I heard about them before, but what was that about? Level 96, putting plans into locomotion. Complete. Level 96, a hot commodity. A way to obtain fire crystals is on the tip of Yate's tongue. Now I remember Cerule Analas. You can find them in the south of town. They actually ingest fire crystals and keep them in their gut, if you can believe it. If you want the purest crystals, though, you have to go after the oldest, toughest Analas. Nothing you can't handle, right? I'll show you where you can find some to hunt. Looking forward to seeing why Aaronville thinks so highly of you. Quite a lot of fiery wildlife in these parts. We think it's due to the cerulean, but no one can say for sure. Still, it's not often you see the bigger, dominating sort, and that's what you need. What you have to do is hunt down a few of their kind, establish yourself as a threat that's known to draw out the leader. That's the spirit. While you're on the hunt, I'll keep watch nearby to make sure no hapless travelers come stumbling in. Turned around. See no signs of your prey. Perhaps you have better luck to the south. Did that. Amazing, you dealt with those beasts in no time at all. You need the crystals delivered to Shinza. I'll see that he gets it. These fire crystals are for the train, aren't they? I heard about your plans to enter the dome. And to thank you for going to such lengths to stop these invaders. Though he'd grumble if he knew I was asking this, please take care of Alinshpa. Anyway, I'd best be on my way, and you as well, in case you're going to meet her. I saw Wuklamat heading for the station. Shinza told me you got the crystals for him. Good work. I've just returned from looking for extra help. We'll see in a moment who answers the call. I will be in readiness for them when they arrive. Damn it, I'm idle for the moment, and all I can think about is my home. Keep your chin up, Erenvel. We'll be on our way soon, and we'll find your mother. It'll be good to see her after all these years. There's so much I'd like to ask her about her time together with Papa. Oh, she'll talk your ears off. Once my mother starts, there's no stopping her. I wouldn't want it any other way. All right, let's return to helping where we can. The real work begins when the extra hands arrive. Thanks for making the trek here. To be honest, I wasn't expecting so many of you. The attack on Tiliolol, I had been wondering if there was aught I could do to help. But when I heard about the upcoming operation from Valkoana, I leapt at the chance to do my part. Peace will be restored, and then we can all enjoy a nice cup of mezcal. It's our home, and we'll do whatever it takes to keep it safe. While I assist with the efforts here, High Luminary Gerferler does the same at the capital. I'm truly grateful. With all of us working together, there's nothing we can't accomplish. Let's get to it, my friends. Yes, let's get to it. Alright, everyone, that'll do it. Then your part. Leave it to us to finish mounting the armor and cannons and have yourselves a hard-earned rest. Thank you all again for answering the call. No need for thanks now. Whenever you need help, just give us a holler. Indeed, we must all do our part when our nation is imperiled. Hear, hear. We love Tyrol and we love you, Val Wooklamot. I love you all too. Your kindness and goodwill will not be in vain. This I promise. Thanks again for all your help. Wouldn't have been able to finish so quickly without you. Go and rest up, friend. Won't be long before the train's ready. Level 96, a hot commodity. Complete.